I'm Glenn Everett, Master of Machines. We're at Sandown Raceway, Australia, for historic touring cars, a category that's packed full of 60s and 70s muscle. Let's take a close-up look at 4 competitors, then we'll feature some tyre shredding action on the racetrack. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel, as there's much more coming your way. Darryl, great to see you, and you've got a new car here today, this beautiful 68. Tell us all about it.
Well, it's taken 2 years to build this thing. It's a 68, 302 Windsor. I drove it the first time yesterday, qualified pole, and came second in the first race. So I'm just starting to get to learn what it's all about. Vintage Racing Services have done a great job building this car, and they should be proud of what they've done.
How does it compare to the 69? It's a smaller engine, but I would imagine the car would be a little lighter.
It's very twitchy compared to the 69, although it's got the same wheelbase and everything else, same brake system, same suspension, but it just seems to move around the track a little bit more because it's lighter. It's 150 kilograms lighter than a 69. You know, a couple of more races under the belt and I'll get to know its good side or its bad side, as we say. Yeah. And
knowing Vintage Racing Services, I would imagine it'd be a very healthy little engine, the little Windsor. What sort of RPM does it turn to?
We're to 8,300.
Wow. She'd scream.
And a little bit over 600 horsepower.
That is very impressive.
Very, very responsive, like a chainsaw. 2 years in the making, but the end result is fantastic.
Well, here's a pretty mean HQ that's blisteringly fast out there, owned by Richard Phelan. Richard, you're doing really well out there, mate. Tell us about this HQ.
This is a 308, yeah, straight cut M21, Salisbury rear end.
I mean, considering it's the 308, you're against, engines out there of a higher capacity. You've got your Camaros and what have we. And then, of course, you've got your Mustangs with the Windsors around a similar capacity, but they're a bit lighter than this car, aren't they?
Oh, that's right. This car's a complete car. This would probably weigh 1,500 kilos. So
it's not as much as a big XY Falcon.
It is, yes. Yeah, it'd be probably closer to 15.
And what sort of horsepower is the engine making estimated?
This is around 430. So it's not a big horsepower engine, but good fun though.
When you consider that, you're doing a fantastic job out there. And I've noticed a nice little touch with this car, the interior trim. Love that houndstooth, mate.
Oh, well, you've got to do it, mate. Do the SS things.
Well, mate, you're doing a great job out there. I see you as a bit of an underdog, and good luck for the rest of the weekend.
Thanks very much, Glenn.
I found a brute of an XY Falcon here, and we're with Darren Smith, the owner and driver of this car. Darren, you don't hold back with this XY. She comes ploughing through the field.
I changed a lot of things on it to make it turn in. I started with a lot of caster on the front, and I've pulled a lot of caster out, and it's really turning in sharp now. And that's the difference. I can stay with the little cars through the corners, and then stay with the big ones in the straight. So it's going good, and we're doing some good lap times today, which yesterday was slow. So I can't understand it.
Tell us about the engine. It's a 351 Cleveland, isn't it?
Yes.
What sort of power's it making?
We think about 580, 570, 580, but it's got a lot of torque. So if I forget to change gears, it still goes.
I've found one for the Mopar fans here, an extremely angry six-pack E49 with Craig Miles, the owner. Craig, how's it going for you?
Mate, it's going great. Really, really good. It's fantastic. Car's going strong, and the motor's been great since the rebuild.
And tell us a bit about this car for the people that don't know. She's a pretty wild machine, isn't she?
It is, actually. I've had it for about 6 years. Ian Tate built the motor, and it's been going strong. We won the Victorian State Championship, so it's been an awesome car. The motor's great and fun to drive.
Now, the big 265 Hemi, they're a fairly serious engine. What sort of power is this one making?
This one's doing 410 horsepower, so it's really pumping along. It's great. So and it struggles a bit with the V8s on this track. This is a home of horsepower, as we know, but it's certainly good in brakes and in the corners and all the rest of it. So it's a good unit.
It's effectively like 2 drag strips here at Sandown, so the big bangers do tend to take off. But back in the day, the Chargers, they were always a bit of an underdog, but they were always there giving them heaps, weren't they?
Absolutely, mate. And I reckon if they'd been another year or two, we would have been well and truly could have won at Bathurst. And look, it keeps it. We're not too far off the pace of the big V8s, and it's a good package. It's great starts too. It does really good starts off the line. It's quick. It's really good.
Lots of torque from the big 265.
Absolutely, mate. Heaps of torque. Lots of good torque. Yeah.
This channel was created just for you, made for car enthusiasts by car enthusiasts. So jump on YouTube and subscribe now. Don't forget to hit the notification bell next to the subscribe button to see each and every upload as it happens. Your valued support as subscribers allows us to continue creating awesome content that's free for all to enjoy.